You're listening to the Nothing Podcast with Nobody Important, where a group of nobodies speak to an actual somebody. And now your hosts, John and Frank.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm John.
I'm Frank.
And you're listening to the Nothing Podcast.
With Nobody Important.
And baby, here we are.
Here we are.
We're back to school.
What kind of school?
Goat school.
Goat yoga school.
Here we are. The goats meet the goats. The greatest of all time.
This is the greatest of all time episode, hands down. Listen to it. Tell your mother about it. Tell your kids about it. Your goat lovers, your yoga lovers, your Long Island lovers.
That's right. A few weeks ago, Frank, Danielle, Sam, and myself came to do goat yoga.
Yeah.
In Long Island at Buddha Barn.
Yep.
And we got into talking to the ladies who run it, and we said we have to talk to them to find out more about this.
It's everything we love.
Yeah. It's goats, it's yoga, it's stretching, it's mindfulness.
It is mindfulness.
And so then we showed up here, and lo and behold, not only are they here, they're here with Muriel, who is an alpaca wearing a tutu and a diaper. So,
and usually Danielle's the one in a tutu and a diaper.
Right.
But today it's Muriel. And she's also 6 weeks old.
It's unbelievable. My life was made.
Unbelievable.
We got into talking about what goat yoga is, why it's popular right now, what it means, and I think we learned a lot more about it than we thought we would.
Yeah. So it's raining today. So Kelly had texted me yesterday. She's the yoga half of this, and she was like, "Hey, we're still on for tomorrow, but we don't think there's going to be any goats because of the rain." So I was like, "Oh man." I said, "Okay." I said, "But see what you could do."
Yeah.
And you know what she can do through Karen? Baby alpaca in a tutu with a diaper.
Yeah.
It's the best moment of my
life. I like
life.
that you said that she was the yoga part, as if Karen's just a goat. So, get into it and enjoy it, because boy, did we. And check out on our YouTube and on our website and on our Instagram, all that stuff. We had some videos we took with Muriel, and one of our games has a video component to it, which you'll enjoy it just listening to it, but it's really funny if you check it out and watch us do some yoga and act like idiots.
Yep.
So, with that said, I guess please welcome this week's guests.
I'm Kelly Mitchell.
And I'm Karen Haleiko.
And we're the Goat Yoga Girls.
John, Danielle.
Yes.
This is single-handedly the greatest moment of my life.
One of the greatest experiences I've ever had. I'm so ready.
I'm so excited.
I'm going to tell you why we're all feeling this way. Not only are we in a yoga studio, so I love it already. Not only am I surrounded by, I believe, 3 Buddhas or Eastern gods, I don't know. Not only am I sitting on the floor, not only am I with my friends and 2 amazing women.
Yes.
We're sitting with a baby alpaca.
Muriel, welcome.
Muriel doing a great job.
But even more importantly than
Yes.
Muriel, welcome, ladies.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you for having us.
We are here at Buddha Barn, which is out here in Long Island, where we came to do some goat yoga, which was something we had heard about and said, how can this be a real thing? And
Oh, it was a real
sure
thing.
enough, here it is.
It was a real
It's
thing.
a real thing.
Yeah.
We posted some photos of it, and our friends have been asking us tell us about it, and we've said no. We've said you'll have to listen for it.
And here it is.
So, I don't even know where to start. There's so many factors. Tell us a little bit about the concept of, we'll go back into who you guys are and where you're, but what is the concept of the goat yoga is the question we keep asking.
Yeah.
The why, the how.
Okay, so goat yoga, I guess, started happening a couple of years ago. There was a very famous yogi that was practicing goat yoga and, filming it or whatever, putting it
Kelly,
out.
was that Yogi Bear?
Yogi Berra.
No,
it was
it was
Yogi
a
Berra.
beautiful, actually, famous yogi. And then I think after that, it got picked up on, I think, Real Housewives, Kardashians, and then that was it. It just
Once
it
it hits the
Oh,
Kardashians,
it
you know
blew
it blows
up.
up.
Once
It
Kris
blew up.
Jenner gets her fingers in that thing.
Yeah.
Right. So then I was actually not even thinking about teaching goat yoga, but I did a fundraiser for puppies. And jokingly, I said to the girl that ran it, the volunteer at the shelter, "Do you guys have goats?" And she said, "No, but I got a girl." It was very gangsterish. I was like, "Ooh, you got like
Yeah,
I
I got a
girl.
guy. I got a guy with goats in his
So
trunk.
I got a goat girl.
couldn't believe it. I didn't believe it. And then 2 weeks later, Karen called me and said, "Our teacher." I don't know if we can say why you needed me, but the teacher. Are we allowed to say? what happened?
She was a wonderful yoga instructor.
Yeah.
She just wasn't the biggest fan of goats.
Oh,
Hey, I mean,
listen,
Wait, don't you think that's funny?
goats are
that
polarizing.
is not a prerequisite
Isn't that
for being a
hilarious?
yoga
It's
instructor.
fine.
You don't
She
have to
cannot
love
like
barn
goats.
animals.
That's
So she was
hilarious, right?
absolutely wonderful, though, but it wasn't her forte.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So she said, "Do you want to teach?" I said, "Yes. I don't care when. I don't care."
And you
How-
already had a yoga studio.
I did. I had a
Right.
little yoga studio back then, and she gave me the date, and I showed up, and I was hooked. And it's so funny that when I talk about this, you think that goat yoga is so silly and trendy, and people. It's kind of racy for me to teach it because it's really could be considered not really honoring the roots and the lineage of yoga. So it's kind of, but
Okay.
I met the goats and I didn't care. It went right out the window, and Duncan the cow and Muriel and the whole crew.
I literally feel like I'm in Babe.
Yeah. And I just,
I met the duck. I
Duncan
met
the
the
cow.
pigs.
I
And
met,
that was it.
I met Merlin the cow and it just blew my
love these
mind, and
cows.
I was hooked and I was in love. And I always say it's such a silly, crazy thing, but Karen changed my life. And not only did I gain this friend, but this whole perspective on, just how important it is to be kind. And
So how long have you two been a team?
it's been years.
2-3 years.
I think it's like more like 3.
3.
Yeah?
maybe? Yeah.
And did you meet out of necessity that you did yoga and you had goats, or
No, it was that I said to that woman, "Do you have?
Right.
Do you have?" And she had a girl. She had a.
I was volunteering
She had
at
a
the
girl.
rescue at the time.
Got you. But now you own these goats.
Yes.
Got it. How many goats do you have?
Well, actually, they own me.
yes, they run it. They run it.
See, this should be a reality show.
Right? Yeah,
This would be
absolutely,
great, right?
absolutely.
My
It'll be-
farm should be.
It should be.
So do you want to tell us about your farm?
Yes, I have a few acres out in Islip area. We house all the animals in my backyard, and
And how many animals?
I will never admit.
Okay. Muriel here.
I won't.
Muriel
Like,
will
it's
tell
gotta
me
be-
later.
It's more than 30.
Yes,
Oh.
way more than 30.
Right. Yep. That's a lot of goats.
How early do you have to get up in the morning to do these animal chores? Because I love animals, but I don't love getting up to feed the chickens.
I
at
have 2
3
dogs,
a.m.
and sometimes I'm like, I'm going to just leave you on the side of the highway. I can't do it anymore.
Well, today I was lucky enough to sleep until 6 a.m.
Ooh,
So,
excuse me.
wow.
I was very excited. Most of the time I'm outside by 6 to 7 a.m. in the morning.
And then when you go to bed?
Usually I'm
A private question.
after 9 p.m. I don't answer text messages, phone calls. I'm usually out cold by 9:30.
And
So
these
your
are texts-
schedule shifts.
These are texts from the goats?
Yes.
Ma, we're hungry. Come out to the
I need some of my
bar.
food. Get out here.
Ma, when's dinner?
No, they just usually bang their bucket to.
Do they?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. We have so many questions right now. I want to know. So, how did you get into the animals? We have to know that.
I started working for the company back when I was 15. I won't admit how many years that is because my birthday.
Right, so 3 years ago.
For those,
3 years
right,
ago.
a couple years, just a few years ago. that's
Right.
fine.
And we slowly we did the pony rides, then we got into the petting zoo, and I just fell in love with the animals. And once I purchased the company a few years ago, I got my first rescue that came in, and then I went from there, and I've done actually over 100 animal rescues in the past 6 years.
Oh, it's so
Wow.
cool.
I mean, I absolutely love farm animals. I mean, all animals, but like, since childhood, I've wanted a cow. Like, I am in love with
Me too.
with like barnyard animals. I always have been. But just being from Brooklyn, New York, it's not been plausible for me to ever.
I know a few animals. And
Yeah, I know. Right, I grew up with a couple, but I just like I've always wanted. I love chickens. This is I'm putting myself out there. I love chickens. It's my favorite thing. I don't follow anybody on Instagram, but I do follow a like Vogue chicken page where they just take glamour shots of chickens, like HD glamour shots of
It's
chickens.
so funny.
It's
He's
my
wanted
favorite.
that calendar for
Oh, I
many
want the
years.
wall calendar with the chickens. But I don't know, something about I find them to be so sweet. It's one thing to love a dog and a cat, like, okay, sure. But like looking at Muriel here, like
he's literally putting his hand on her back,
Yes.
rubbing her back, and
they
she's
have
covered in
they
a
have
blanket.
like you said earlier to us, like they have personalities like cats and dogs do, and people don't really think about it when it comes to like a pig. You see this pig and you're like, oh well, the pig's
Yes.
sweet. What do you mean
Yeah.
the pig's sweet? It's a pig.
Yeah,
but
right.
it is like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
When I got on that field that first day, the first thing that came into my head was, I am a pet lover. I'm
Yeah.
not an animal lover.
Right.
And it really changed everything for me. I went vegan that day.
So you
Full
guys, are
vegan.
you both vegan?
I'm not.
No?
I was a vegetarian. I'll eat a little bit of meat. So on the go, I actually have not learned how to eat correctly without getting sick. So I am, once I get a chance to, because of everything with COVID, this year was kind of a shot to go to the grocery store too much.
Right,
But
right.
Yeah.
next year I'm planning to slowly become vegan again. My husband won't like it, but
Nobody
he's a
likes
big
it.
meat eater. I'm trying to switch him from that too.
I will say this about Kelly. Now, we only know Kelly for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We did an hour of goat yoga,
And now
right?
we're here,
And
yeah.
now we're here, right? You seem like a very connected person.
Oh,
Do
thank
you know what I
you.
mean? Like
Yeah,
connected to
absolutely.
everything around. I mean, you're a yoga teacher, right? So this is who you are, but super connected. And I just want to know, like, what insights did you get into the whole scheme of life after getting too close to these animals?
Well, that day it was life changing. I fell in love with them. I didn't know there was so much that I didn't know. I didn't know that they had personalities. I didn't know I just didn't know so many things, and I wanted to know more. And so I'm not I don't have a big giant following. Especially back then, I was in a little studio. It was a big deal if I had 10 people in a class. And now I'm at this field, and I think that one year there were like 800 people on the waiting list or something, some big
Yes.
number.
Whoa.
And so we were teaching by the end of a season thousands of people. And literally that first day on the field, all of this dawned on me that I have a little bit of a voice. So I am going to be a goat yoga teacher that is going to give my little shtick in the beginning, which is always a little scary, but I won't. I have to.
Which we came midway
And Karen
through.
is so
we,
great.
we came late and we came
Oh, you
midway
missed
through
the-
this.
you missed-
Midway
you missed
through
the
it.
shtick?
We were halfway there.
She was like,
I
and
have-
the universe is one. There's spots on the front, and the universe is one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to tell you the shtick. But
Tell us the
but she's so great, Karen, because like whatever I do, she's just like, go girl, like whatever you got to do, just do it. You know, like one time I was a little rough in a class on the field. I don't know if you remember the woman, and I don't even want to get into the whole story,
yeah, I
but
remember
I was not
Rough with a person.
I was not being yogi like because it just got
And you're a
to
human
be too
being,
much.
which is understandable too.
And Karen's she just like shakes her head like, you go girl, like whatever you need, go take a break, you know.
That's
like,
it.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I learned so much, and yeah, I look at my dogs, and you know, Muriel has more of a personality than my dogs do. And I also,
so
yeah,
cute.
yes. And I also noticed how they interact with Karen, who I always say I want to be Karen when I grow up. Like
Yeah.
I want to be her. She lives such an authentic life. I see even last time we did goat yoga, Mayhem, you were like picking stuff off Mayhem's nose. Like I did that with my toddlers.
Yeah.
I just love everything about her and her life and her commitment and her dedication and 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and just loves, and I only work with her. I don't expect her to only work with me, but I only work with her because I know how she treats her animals, and she's taught me that there's a lot of stuff out there that, you know.
I prefer only to work with you, but I get
No, you got to
jammed
do what you got to do.
sometimes
But
in
She
other
has to take
situations.
that cash in other places.
of course, but I don't take the chance ethically because you've taught me that,
Right.
you know.
Well, you guys make a great team.
Thank you.
You could
Oh,
just,
yeah.
you
Love
could
her.
tell.
They're a
She
reality
is
show.
really Aunt Kelly to all of my animals.
Something
is-
we never addressed, though, for people who might not know, what's goat yoga?
Oh, that's
Oh,
true.
That's
That's
wow.
true.
Like, people are like, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah, so you want to, should we explain what we think our interpretation of goat yoga is? And then to us, we were doing yoga
It was a yoga class
with goats.
with goats walking around you.
It was great. They
And-
put them on your back.
Yeah.
They stand there. They jump off.
Yeah.
In,
They lay on
in
your
Danielle's case, they fall asleep an inch away from her face while she's doing all the yoga. So that, I mean, it was awesome. That's my answer to
Yeah.
it. But there's more to it than that. What
me,
is
there
goat
is,
yoga?
yeah.
Explain the goat yoga.
Well, for me, there is. I can't speak for anybody else, but for me, again, I do it to raise awareness for animals. And every time I do a class, not because of Karen, but usually at the end, I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, nobody's listening. Nobody gives a shit, you know.
They just love the goats.
But then, yeah, it's just sometimes I get in my head too much. But I always have at least 1 to 5 on a good night come up to me and say, you know, what is ahimsa, non-harm toward all beings? What did you say about that vegetarian thing, or what did you? And then I say to myself, all right, I'm coming back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So-
But you have to, I think it's to be expected, and you seem to know this, that like not everyone is going to appreciate the inner workings of it. Some people are going to come and just love to hang out with the
Absolutely.
goats, and that's okay too.
Absolutely.
But
sure.
I think it's important that if you can reach a few people at a time. You know, like when we, in our experience, which has now been weeks ago, but when we came, Frank is a very yoga person, centered. He does yoga. He will be on the phone and he'll be like,
I like it. I want to do it more. I feel like I'm like confessing. I want to do it more.
Well,
no, I do like it a lot.
Okay, so Danielle does a lot of yoga.
Love all of it. Yeah.
Danielle does a lot of yoga. Frank will be on the phone and he'll be like, all right, let me go. I'm going to go meditate for a while. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Me, I'm as basic as they come.
It's like Fruit Loops, play some video games.
I love Fruit Loops, though.
I've never done. I think I've done yoga like twice in my life. I came to this.
One was here. We were here.
One was here, and she was like thanking me profusely for coming and doing it. Not that I'm against it. My body doesn't move. I don't stretch. My body doesn't.
Here it is.
Right. I'm just like, here, I'm stationary. But I thought it was, and this is, I thought it was really a different experience to do it with the goats because, again, I don't know what I'm supposed to have taken away from doing it with the goats specifically, but I don't know. I thought they were I found them to be docile.
Yeah.
And it was very peaceful. I thought it was very peaceful.
It was very peaceful.
And it was peaceful out in the parking lot. Probably more peaceful here.
It's much more
Right.
peaceful inside.
Right. I don't know, just something about watching, even the parking lot though, I thought to myself while we were doing it, I was like, look at these goats, not a care in the world.
Nope.
They're out here eating the weeds growing up in the parking lot. And I'm like,
I never trim my weeds because
they're out there eating
love
them right
it.
out of the fence. And I'm like, oh, you know what? That's a good life.
It's perfect.
It's peaceful.
Yeah.
I don't know, but we did an episode with a Reiki specialist towards the beginning of our show. Probably, I think it was episode 2.
What do we call it? The
Spiritual being.
The spiritual being. That's how she wanted to identify.
I get a lot of gruff from people who listen to it and tell me that I was mean to the Reiki person.
Oh.
Well, Kelly's a Reiki person.
Okay, so this comes up a lot. I constantly get people telling me, wow, you really went in on that Reiki girl in the second episode. I don't remember it, but it's not...
He was just like a naysayer.
I'm a
Okay,
skeptic.
I'm gonna sum it up.
I'm a skeptic. Okay.
I'm a septic tank.
I'm
Okay.
septic.
All right. So, there's a door, and on the other side of that door is, I don't want to say a new age spirituality because I don't think a lot of these things are new at all. I think they're ancient and they're just now also being used, right? And maybe it's Reiki and yoga or mindfulness or mantra or any of those things. And I just don't think you have experience looking in that door. So when you hear things that are going on in that room, you're like, what is going on here?
I'm like, I'm
I
okay
just
with
watch
what's
TV.
behind the door.
Right.
We ended the episode and she said to me, having now talked about it, do you believe in all of these things? And I said, I believe that you believe in these things.
Yeah.
And then apparently that was the wrong answer.
Oh, I
It
don't
was
think
so funny though.
But I've opened up since then. So me coming and getting something out of doing the yoga here,
Yeah.
that's a big step.
It is a big step. But
'Cause I do
everybody's
yoga
at
at
a
home
different
and get
level.
nothing.
Can I just say one really important thing
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
So you're talking about yoga and what is goat yoga. To me, what you get out of it is more than some advanced yogi, which I don't even know what that means, because you're saying, I was outside and I realized it doesn't matter where I am. I was comfortable and I got the fresh air and, I noticed this and this and this about the goats.
And
And
you
I
went out of
felt
your
this and
comfort
this
zone.
and this. That is yoga. That is yoga. Yoga
I did
is...
it. I'm a
You
yogi.
did it. You did it.
Kelly, talk about, finish the sentence because I'm sure you're going to believe it. Everyone should do yoga because.
Oh gosh, in one sentence.
I don't know. I just feel like
Everyone
I'd like to
should
know
do
your
yoga
thoughts.
because yoga is everything. Yoga is breath. Yoga is the power of now. Yoga is politics. Yoga is
it's an election year, folks.
activism. Yoga is animal awareness. Yoga is love.
So what yoga pose is Trump?
Do not even go there. Do not even, unless you really want to go there.
Is
do
there a
not
pose
go
called
there.
the lump?
He's the downward dog.
Is there a devil pose? Don't get me started. I can't believe you said the T word.
in a studio, quick, touch
Don't
all the
get me
statues. Touch all the statues.
Muriel, who'd you
I
vote
need
for?
Reiki on myself. I can't believe you just said that.
No, I think it's important that you say that yoga is everything, right? For me to say that, it's like if I said that to you, you'd be like, "What the hell's
Get out of
that?"
here.
Yeah.
Go eat a Mootsie stick.
Right? But it's true in that it is something that exists that keeps you can do to be completely or try to be as centered as you can be, which is what I see it
Absolutely.
You know, I see it as taking the opportunity to step aside, put everything else down, which I think, Danielle, is part of the reason why you do it a lot, because you struggle with putting everything down. And then you'll do yoga. They can't hear you nod.
Danielle nodding. I was going to say, Danielle, it's an audio program. If you wanted to say a word, it'd be great.
We've been doing this for 2 years, Danielle. Please.
I hate you. Yes, I agree. I do it because it's 1 hour that I give myself. And I don't give myself much, but it is the time that I set aside, and I need to focus on my breath. I need to exhale all the negativity that I might be experiencing during the day, and that's how I then come back and I'm like, okay, I started from 100, now I'm back at 0, let's do this, you know?
That's such a better description.
Oh, then what I said, I agree.
No,
No, that's what I said.
I also find that it's I think we're all so heady and we're always in our heads all the time, and it's a way to, obviously you're reconnecting with your body, right? But it's also a way to trust your body,
Oh, yeah,
because a lot of times we just live neck up.
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of knowledge.
Muriel lives neck up all the
Well,
time.
Muriel's only
Like
neck,
2
basically.
feet of neck.
But you agree? Like it's to reconnect. Your body has an intuition, and it's
Absolutely.
we think way too much than we're supposed to think. Like, you know?
Well, that's the funny thing. I'm the biggest overthinker, and you know, I was a hot mess for most of my life, and I still feel like parts of me, I'm, you know, a mess. And that's usually why people take yoga classes or really find this love for yoga, because we're all just really trying to heal and grow and learn. And I always say in class, and I try to say this in goat yoga with Karen, but you know, no one gives a shit about me.
Because the goats are there.
Because the goats are there, and I don't take it personally, even though I can get a little intense. If somebody pushes a goat, or then I'm
Pushes a goat?
Then
I'll kill
Get
him.
the hell out
I'll
of
kill
here.
him.
That was the day that it was not. I was.
You
I
don't-
did
The
not-
lady pushed the goat.
You don't
Yes.
touch that goat.
Did you know why she was there?
Yes.
It was really bad. I was
like,
so.
what the hell is this?
Yeah.
But we do occasionally get people who are like, I do not like goats.
So why the hell
you
would you
here?
pay for goat yoga?
We don't understand
It's
why.
the first word in the title.
That was bad. All my yoga skills went out the window that day because she walked in and didn't know I was the teacher and said, "Ugh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, can't we be at like wine yoga?" And then she sat down and didn't do a thing, which is okay. You know, they're paying for a ticket, whatever. You know, I'm intense, and I have to learn that not to take it personally. It's just whatever.
Sure.
But she just was sitting, you know, back to me and just not and talking, and then she kind of pushed the goat away, and then there was a lot of F-bombs. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
I don't think you have to apologize for that, though. This
Well,
is,
as a
I
yoga
can
teacher,
understand
if
that-
you're really skilled, you know, you're.
Sure,
I
I
just
understand that.
it all went out the window.
But this is your zone.
Yeah,
This is your.
it's fueled by your passion.
This
for
is
the thing.
your bubble. This is they come here to do
your thing.
your thing. They come here to do this where you're not in charge, but you're the leader. And so I think, listen, you're right. You should, I guess if you want to apologize, a good
Yes.
yogi would.
She's probably listening.
Yeah,
Any
I
more?
don't even know. Well, I'm not apologizing to her.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh,
I'm
good. Oh,
apologizing
good.
for not really using my yoga skills. And
Sure. Where did you? I want to ask this question, but I also want to get into our first game because we're kind of there.
okay.
But I'll ask anyway.
Ooh.
Where did you start doing yoga?
Sure.
What was your start of? Where did you discover it? What did you?
You bent down to pick something up. Like,
You were
I
like, oh
feel my consciousness is expanding.
Yeah,
Came
right.
up with you was
I
like,
can't.
oh, there
No,
was a
it was
goat
like
here.
I can't tie my shoes. That's more of what it was.
Oh, really?
Long story short, I just at like 35, 36, I was having some kind of breakdown, and I didn't know what it was, and I had little ones, 3 little ones, and I was freaking out more for them because I didn't feel well, and I didn't know why. So I didn't know what to do. So the first 2 things I decided to do was try a yoga class and stop drinking coffee because I thought, well, I have to feel better if I stop drinking coffee. That was the beginning. And then that was how many years ago?
Right.
I was 35. I'm 52. So, you know, that was.
I was gonna say it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I mean 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
So that's just something you started. And
So
you
then
took naturally
I
to it.
started taking I started taking classes, and then my kids were getting older. I mean, it was a bunch of years in between, but then at like 40, my kids were grown, and I needed to do something outside of the house, and so I actually became a personal trainer first, and then a yoga teacher, and then the yoga it's just my love.
Yeah.
Wow. I just wanted one before we hop into. Do you do yoga, Karen?
I wish. I need time like you do.
But you're here.
But you're here.
Oh, I'm always working.
But she's also when she was wrangling the goats during the thing. She wasn't
Right.
like
That's
chilling.
true.
She
You
was
did yoga for
working.
a second, and you did great that day.
And Kelly actually one day had her daughter come to take over my position. And I actually did one of the goat yoga classes myself.
What'd you think?
I loved it.
Loved it.
I always watched her teach the yoga, and I've taken classes here and there whenever I have time.
Sure.
And I was telling her I always want to take the class, but I never get the opportunity to.
Because you're watching your kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would imagine, like, when you're doing yoga, you're in a flow state, right? So you're pretty present. But when you're also taking care of all these animals, you're present with them. You're not thinking about, are you thinking about something else? Or you're, like, with the animals 100%?
I'm always focusing. If you
Yeah.
notice, I keep looking at her
You
to
do.
make sure she's okay and
Oh my
things
God,
like
I love
that.
it. I love how John rubs her back like he's her father.
Karen does more
noise.
yoga than people that do yoga. That's my point. Karen is connected. She's outside. She loves.
Yeah.
She's authentic. She's pure. That's yoga.
You guys are like Laverne and Shirley. You know?
Oh, we are.
Like-
Wait, who's Laverne and who's Shirley?
That's up to you.
I've heard of them.
I don't know, but this alpaca is
What?
squiggy.
Wait, she's showing her age. Did you hear what she just said? Say that again.
What'd you say?
You don't know Laverne and
I've
Shirley.
heard of them, but I don't remember
We know
who they
Laverne
are.
and Shirley.
All right, you guys are young too.
We're not that young. We're young.
young enough.
I just work on a farm. I'm so.
Well, you're a good. You're a girl team. You're a great.
We
you're
are. We're a good team.
Two great partners. I
Thank
would
you.
watch a reality show about you guys.
Okay, well, can we talk about what sound is Muriel making? It almost sounds like a squeaky shoe.
She's humming.
Oh, I'm
Can we get
obsessed.
that? Can we get that?
Yeah, listen.
Try to rub her back.
Ooh, I got it.
I'm obsessed.
That's Muriel,
I'm obsessed with
everybody.
Muriel.
That's Muriel. I want
Sure.
to bounce back to the farm.
We gotta go back. You know, Karen's like, damn it, I thought I was done. I know.
Just tell us a little bit about. So, did you grow up on a farm?
No.
So how did you? So,
I grew up here actually in Belmore.
Huh. So now, you said you got involved when you were young, about 15. You said, right?
Yes.
So, did you have to like apprentice as a farmhand, or like how do you learn to do all the farm stuff?
The old owner would just hand me stuff and say, "Go do it." So
That was
I
your
would just
apprenticeship.
learn
No,
on
but
my
that's
own.
apprenticeship. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was someone older showing you how to do it. They didn't
No.
just, no.
She would just hand me the stuff.
You just figured it out
Like
yourself.
even the electric fence, she goes, "Here's the stuff. Fix the electric fence." I'm
John,
like,
did you think of the
"Okay,"
kid in
and-
Jurassic Park flying off the
Of
fence
course,
just now?
of course.
You know, like
So you just have to kind of pick it up and
Yeah.
and learn as you go. And
Yes.
then,
That's the best kind of learning, though, because you're
Yeah.
figuring out your own way.
right.
right, because that
And you
goat's
could
got
become
to
like
eat.
MacGyver if
Yeah,
anything.
yeah, yeah.
Right,
yeah.
right. But like that animal's got to eat. So either you figure out how to feed it, or that animal's not going to eat.
Right.
Do you have a favorite?
Cover the alpaca's ears.
Uh-oh.
Muriel, don't listen to this.
Yeah. My favorite, I'm not gonna lie, just actually I had to put down in January this year. She was my first rescue, S'mores. She came in with a disease and it just took over her whole body, so we had to make it.
And she was goat.
She was a goat. She actually would flip me off with her ears whenever she got mad at me.
She was from Brooklyn.
Yeah, probably.
Brooklyn.
So
Maybe a Staten Island goat.
Muriel reminds me a lot of her with her personality, her diva personality.
That's right, Muriel. You hear that?
So
Great eyelashes on Muriel.
I know.
Well, let's see,
Well,
Muriel.
I'm sorry.
What does
Oh,
Muriel have
thanks.
to say? Yeah, okay. You don't say.
Muriel.
So
It's okay, Muriel.
cute.
okay.
Truth be told,
You don't have to say it again.
when we walked in today, I was like, wow, you brought a goat. And everyone was like, hey, that's not a goat. I was like, oh, yeah.
Frank said, "Wow, you brought a goat." He's like,
not
"Frank, wow, you brought a small hairy giraffe."
Well, a few weeks ago, I brought her to a job, and I'm just like, what animal does she look like? What else besides a llama, alpaca is she related to? A kid said a whale.
A
That's the
whale.
future
A
of our
whale.
country.
Yes.
She's got nice
I
curly
feel
hair.
like Audrey Hepburn.
You think she looks like Audrey Hepburn? Really? Yeah, I guess so.
She's
Oh my
got
God.
nice curly
Is
hair.
she falling
though.
asleep?
Yes, she is.
John, you have the touch. Does Danielle
right there.
Oh my God! She just put her long neck all the way down on the floor, like when a dog puts the chin on the ground, and it's the cutest thing.
That rest.
Danielle, does John do that to you to make you fall asleep?
Oh my gosh, Danielle.
They're married, by the way.
Yes.
Okay, you figured.
Muriel, get that rest. What's is there an animal you can think of that you have in your myriad of animals that is like you only have one of that like I can't and I have like it's like a fun tidbit. Oh, I also have one.
Yeah.
This or not really.
No, the most The least I have is 2 of something.
Okay, so what's something interesting like that you have, like?
Cows.
Oh, you only okay? Cow. I love cows.
2 turkeys.
Wow.
And I call them cranberry and stuffing.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, they're the periphery food.
And Cranberry's like a dog.
Oh yeah, he's.
And they're all friendly.
My one little rooster, he's not.
Okay.
What's his name?
Red.
Oh,
Yeah,
He sees
earned
red.
It. He's
Yeah,
earned
he
it
has.
though.
Yeah.
They don't have roosters. Don't have to be nice.
No.
That's amazing. I am telling you, I would go and frolic and have just a day with these
You
animals.
guys should come out.
You live on the farm?
Yes.
And,
Right,
you
we gotta
own,
go.
and you own this farm?
Yes. There, it's in my right in my backyard.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Oh, I would give anything to go and visit.
Do you go to her house a lot?
I love going to the farm. One year, Karen taught, she teaches me so much. She taught me that goats love, one of the things goats love are Christmas tree trimmings, and I learned that they love pumpkins too, but it was Christmas
eat?
time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like an ice cream sundae. And I brought my trimmings, and we had the best day. We went into the barn, because most of the animals were outside, and we went into the barn, and in the corner, in the hay, there was a goat, and he was all cuddly, and Karen, I said, who's that? I never met this one. And Karen said, this is Lyric. And, without getting into the whole story, she rehabilitated him, and he had a condition where his arms and legs were all funky and still, but the care that she gave this animal, there were pulleys that she gets him on this wheelchair thing, and she set up the hay and this whole little haven for him. And I thought, this animal has a life, such quality of life because of Karen. And when he goes outside, she puts goggles on him because
No. Oh my
he
God,
was
I gotta
able-
see him.
I
Tell
do want to
about-
let you know with the goggles, he no longer needs them. So
Good lyric.
he no longer.
Why did he need
Muriel's
the
like,
goggles?
yeah, good lyric. That's good.
Muriel's out.
Well,
Well,
again, we
sorry.
don't find out the full story sometimes with that the animals we get in. This guy, when I picked him up, he was actually in a horse trailer and could not move. So I believe that the sun was just hurting his eyes from being confined to the horse trailer for years.
Kelly's crying. Let's just see. Very.
So now he actually comes out in the middle of the day by himself now because he's getting accustomed to it. He used to only come out at night.
So he wore like sunglasses.
Yes.
No. I can't. You have a picture of him?
I'll show you a picture.
All right,
It's
I need to
amazing
see
to
him.
me though that I mean you're not the only one, but like the concept of like rescuing these animals that like otherwise probably would not. They would just be
No.
said, well, this is not gonna work
That's
out.
my shtick. You missed
know?
my shtick.
Do you want to do the shtick?
Yeah, you have to do the shtick.
Jeez. Okay, so normally I would say welcome everyone to Goat Yoga. You're gonna have the best time, and you're gonna get the best selfie ever. But this is an opportunity for so much more, because what you'll learn, and I know you don't care about me, but you'll learn that goats are just like dogs and cats. They're loving and kind, and they love their babies, and they love their families. And Karen is the mama, and they'll cry when she walks away. So let's make this more. Because yoga is not, yoga shouldn't just be practiced in a studio. It's, like I said, it's activism, it's politics, it's love, it's nature, it's connection. And this is an opportunity to see animals snuggling up next to you. You can hold them, you can kiss them, you can love them. So what can we do as humans? Because we're like, can I curse?
Yeah.
I don't say this in the intro, but I feel like I need to curse now.
yeah. I
feel like you
We're
might have
fucking
said
it
it.
up. We're fucking it up.
You might have said it in our intro.
I did?
so.
Oh, I did? I did.
So, I think so.
So you got. I'm not supposed to curse. Did I see? Sometimes I black out.
I don't remember.
No,
I
cursing.
remember being impressed.
Cursing is relative. It's
See,
just
no,
mouth
that's
sounds.
bad. That's like not good. I shouldn't curse when I'm teaching yoga. But
It just
yeah.
shows you're passionate.
It does. That's what I took away from
but
it.
yeah, we're screwing it up.
Yeah.
So it's like people like let's, and I just give some ideas on what I think people can do really simple to be kinder, and then I go into the yoga because I have like maybe a minute or two.
Right.
And then
You lose people.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're losing like the girl and the guy's like, babe, we're gonna go see the goats. You lose them. Kelly, this is a deep question now. You ready? How can people teach children to be more connected and to be kinder, no matter their background? What do you think? What's the secret?
First of all, it's so important for us now, where I just feel like we're in trouble, and we just have to teach kindness and compassion and an open heart, the things that I try to teach in yoga, and looking at things differently, seeing things from a different perspective, learning how to be non-judgmental, learning how to find compassion in everything that we do, whether it's goat yoga or a trip to CVS or and that's what we try to do.
I just read a book called Humankind. I was looking up who it's by. It's by somebody named Rutger Bregman, who's like I guess he's maybe an anthropologist or whatever he is, and he traces back humanity. And his whole thesis, if you sum up his whole book, which is a quick read, it's a big read, but it's easy to read, is that people are inherently good, which is not the story you get from anywhere. But people had to be inherently good and work together and look out for each other because we're tribal, right? So if you go back, the people who survived were the ones who were kind and could unify, and the people who were outliers were left in the dust and would die.
That gives me hope.
But that is his premise to everything. He debunks all these experiments that says people are terrible, and it's a brilliant book. So it's a shout out.
Right before my last goat yoga event indoors, before COVID, I was getting a little antsy. I was really thinking like, wow, people are, it's really hard to get the attention of students. It's really hard to try to, be in the moment. It's I don't know. It's like I was always surprised by the lack of almost respect for just when someone's speaking. Like when I taught my kids, like if someone's speaking, you don't speak, or just use your manners, right? Yeah. And it was another incident. I remember it was the woman, and I was just like, I've had enough. And then finally, I'm coming off like a really crazy yoga teacher. I don't mean to. I'm just giving you the snippets.
Not at all, no.
But I was like, her energy was radiating out to everybody else. And before we knew it, it was like everybody was screaming and yelling. And we had 30 people in here, and I was like, everybody enough. Eyes on me.
And the goats were there?
And everybody was like, shit, And after that class, I really felt like if this is like an example of humanity, I'm nervous. And the next day, a client came in to a different class here, and she was gossiping, and I heard my name, and I was like, are you talking about me? And she said, yeah, we couldn't believe you got so mad at goat yoga, and you said you're losing faith in humanity. And I'm like, I said that out loud because I black out. She's like, yep, you said I am losing faith in humanity. And then COVID hit. And
so you made it happen, I guess.
No.
COVID yoga.
Oh, gosh. It was just weird.
COVID yoga. Everyone's home alone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Getting a timeout.
Yeah.
Getting a human timeout.
No, I mean, I don't know. It's funny that when since we came to this and we posted the photos, you get a lot of people who are like, oh, you're crazy. What is this, a trend? What are you doing with it? But why immediately judgmental right off the bat?
Yeah.
So what? Why wouldn't I want to try something new, even if it's weird or not for me or whatever? Trying it,
Yeah.
What would you say though? Why the goats? Mm-hmm. What's the difference between just doing yoga and doing yoga with goats?
And it's more than just shticky. I don't think it's shticky. I think it's
either.
in vogue.
Yeah, but
what do you think?
Well, yeah.
What people don't understand is goats actually have a calming effect on people and on other animals. They learned this by putting goats with racehorses to calm them down between races in the stalls. So they do have a calming effect, which relates to yoga because you're supposed to become centered and one with yourself and the universe around you.
Wow. It's science.
So,
yeah.
What do goats give off that's
and
calming?
goats also learned about coffee for us, so you could thank them also.
Oh.
What do you mean?
They ate coffee beans on the plants, and they became hyper, and that's how we found out about coffee.
No.
Yes.
Goats?
Goats.
Hey, America runs on Duncan. Thanks for that.
Are there other animals that you find are good for yoga that have the same type of effect? I mean,
the alpaca was here.
The alpacas for yoga, or
I have been bringing Muriel to all the goat yoga sessions because I do want her accustomed to everything that I can possibly make her accustomed to.
Sure.
She is cuddly. My other llama alpaca cross, she's friendly, but not like Muriel. We got her later on in her life.
Can I say, we all sat down to do this. We're sitting in a circle on the floor, and you know it. Right when we started, Muriel, who's been walking around in her little red tutu, hilarious, and a diaper, the best, sat down next to John and has sat literally in the exact circle with us this whole time.
Yeah.
Just to be a part of it.
Not moved.
Not with a little blanket on.
Confused, nothing.
Nothing.
I heard you mention something about the cows involved in the yoga. That's a thing?
We did. We did originally
Cow
bring
yoga?
our cow Duncan when he was a baby. He is now banned from goat yoga.
Okay.
Oh.
This lady was in tabletop,
Wait,
which
what?
is
Okay.
the
You
lady
know
was on
tabletop?
tabletop.
John, you want me to show you tabletop?
I know tabletop.
Okay,
I got it.
so you're on all fours, and Duncan started rubbing one side along the lady, and then rubbed the other side, and then mounted her.
Yeah, well, hey.
Listen,
that's a perk of...
She's presenting.
Back then,
She
he
was-
was about 110 pounds. Now he's about 800 pounds.
So it's like a high schooler on her.
yes.
You're getting mounted by an 800-pound high schooler.
I'm doing this for extra credit. Stop. Terrible. So he's not welcome back since he mated with the woman.
You'll see him in our petting zoo.
What did
though.
she say while it was happening?
It was funny. It was hilarious.
Like, he was
she
going at it?
great. Not really. You grabbed him right away.
Yeah, I was debating
It
because
was
I
a
was a few
one-time
people
thing.
down, and
That's
I was
so
just
funny.
like, should I record this or should I go out?
It's so good. It's so good.
How could horses get involved? Is that a possibility, or are horses too rough?
I do know of a few farms doing the horse yoga. Personally, I've just had, I guess, maybe too many accidents around the horses that
Yeah.
I find no matter how amazing and wonderful your horse is, they can always hurt you.
Yeah, I can imagine
And they're
Kick you.
a goat can hurt you a little bit, not like a horse.
So when we did goat yoga, and all the goats have names and everything, you put... Now, I'm a pretty skinny guy, so I don't have a wide back, which doesn't help for goat yoga. So you put... What was it?
Snoopy.
Snoopy on my
Yeah.
back. And Snoopy's like a black goat, right? Gray, black, white. That's what it was, right? Huge round belly, right? So when you put Snoopy on my back, he kept just like calmly tilting off to one side. And it was like, I was like, oh, and he's rolling. Oh, so cute.
He's
Loved
dead
it.
weight on your back.
He's dead weight. Should we play our second game?
that. Yeah, definitely.
All right. So this game is what we do it every show. It's called the rating game.
Oh, stretch those
Oh,
legs,
big
Muriel.
stretch,
those
Muriel.
legs.
Good morning.
Oh, good stretch, Muriel.
So cute. We're taking this thing home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Muriel, you want to go to Brooklyn? All right. So the rating game works like this. We're going to give you things that are loosely related, in this case, very specifically related to what you do. So it's about goats.
This is
Okay?
all goat-based.
This is
Less
goat-based.
yoga, more goat.
Right. You're both playing.
Oh, no, you gotta help
And
me.
you simply rate how you like the thing, from whatever to whatever.
From
So
one goat to 10 goats. How
you're
many
going to
goats?
rate it in
One
goats.
not good, 10 great?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. You want to rate it in Muriels or in goats? Rate it in Muriels.
Okay.
10
Okay.
Muriels or one
Okay.
Muriel.
And then you can
Okay.
even talk about why you rated it that way.
Yeah, we'll talk
Right.
about them. Yeah.
All right. So I'll go first.
Yes, they're all goat things. Go ahead.
So, ladies, how would you rate goat cheese?
Do you like it? Good or bad?
I do enjoy some of it, but
Okay.
it's all depending on how they treat the animals.
Okay, so how would you rate it? How many Muriels would you give it? Generally.
If it's
2.5.
2.5.
if it's humanely gotten goat
Most
cheese.
of it's not humane, though.
So then we don't like it. Get
Okay.
it out.
Get it out. And
Throw
Kelly,
it-
we
when we
know,
go
is
home, we're throwing
vegan,
it all
so
out.
Kelly's giving 0 Muriels for this.
We're throwing it all out.
Okay.
I don't want it.
All right, John?
So I think we're going to feel the same way about goat milk.
Same thing.
Same thing. Get it out of there.
Don't like goat milk. Okay. This
I
is
don't
a-
like it anyway.
I only like it to help save babies
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's good for different types of animals to rehab little babies that need nursing.
Sure. Good.
like goat milk, Muriel?
Yeah, Muriel makes goat milk. Okay. What about the 3 Billy Goats gruff? This is a children's story.
Children's
Is that
story.
what the bridge?
Yeah, the bridges, they try to cross the bridge.
Is there a troll under the bridge?
Do we like any fairy tale goats?
Fairy tale goats?
They're okay.
Totally. I mean,
don't really remember
10
any of them.
Muriels if they're like fairies.
10 Muriels. Oh, only if they're fairies?
Oh, what,
No,
do,
they
what do
talk.
you mean, like magical goats? Like,
They're like
yeah,
fairy
goats.
tales. They
Yeah.
talk. They tell, stories that have lessons to be
Oh, what
learned.
about, did you ever see Wicked? Dr. Dillamond is
He's
a
a
goat.
goat. He's half man,
the
half goat.
Half man, half goat,
No, I
the
wanted
teacher
to
in
see
Wicked?
that.
Okay.
No, I wanted
well,
to see that.
He gets kidnapped, so I'll save you the trip. Okay. Moving on.
How about this one? Goats on vertical walls.
Amazing.
Have you seen that?
Oh, it's amazing.
And we want to know
I got to know how that happens.
how.
Do you know how that happens?
How are they staying up there?
They just have great balance.
How do they get there?
I was in Italy.
That's why they have the split toes.
Split toes. So Muriel, you could do that.
It's my favorite
She's
thing.
a klutz.
She's
Oh.
a klutz.
Oh, so am I. Don't worry.
So I was in Italy on a boat going alongside the edge of the peninsula there, and there was a giant wall, huge cliff, like way high, middle of the cliff, one goat just standing vertically against the wall. I'm like, how the hell
How does
did you
that
get
work?
there?
Do they come down or go up?
I want to say they go up.
Yeah.
I don't think they can go down. But
how do-
don't quote me on
So
that.
how do they ever get off?
Well, there's always the ending to the top.
Oh, fair
You
enough.
just
Right.
They just keep going up.
you
They
just
going
keep
up.
climbing.
Okay.
Maybe.
I
If
got
they
it.
got on, they can get off.
I guess. All right, here's the next one. You guys are doing a pretty bad job at this. Okay. What about screaming goats?
Yeah.
Oh, hysterical.
You like it?
Oh, I've actually seen it in person. Some of my goats scream like little girls getting murdered.
I
Could
love
you make a goat screaming goat
Oh,
sound
like,
for us,
come
Kelly?
on.
No
Can you,
way.
Frank?
No way.
I don't know how it goes.
The
That
one
was
that when they
pretty
go.
close.
Yeah, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so cute. You ready?
Okay, I'll go with the next one. What about jumping goats?
Oh, yeah.
I know you have jumping goats because the one jumped off my back. So,
Yeah.
do all the goats jump?
Yes.
Oh, they
At
do.
some point. They're more jumpy as babies, and they, as they get older,
Oh
they
my,
get a little more.
10 Muriels for jumping baby goats. Did you ever?
Yes.
It's the
It's so cute.
cutest thing ever.
Okay.
The
I
best is
will
the
have
baby
something
goat
better
Jump
than
like
that.
sideways.
Do you ever see the jumping goats in pajamas?
Okay, well, thank you
Yes.
for taking
Here we
the
go,
next
into the
one.
next one.
Sorry.
Goats
Yeah.
in pajamas.
Goats in
Go ahead.
pajamas.
10,
Perfect segue.
like 11 Muriels on that one.
11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to find the picture of the
What
goat
about
on the
goats
wall.
in tutus?
Yeah.
Goats
yeah.
and
Okay.
tutus.
Just
we love.
clothes in general. Do you dress your goats up often?
Actually, every October we are at F&W Schmidt Farms in Melville. We do actually dress up baby goats, and we're hoping to dress Miss Muriel up this year.
As
long
what?
as everything-
Ariana Grande?
We don't know. We change it depending on how hot it is, because some costumes are hotter than others. So we have like cold day costumes and hot day costumes. And
You should
stuff.
do a Halloween goat yoga there in costumes.
We have actually done that.
Whoa.
Were you there? I don't. Think
good idea.
That was right before you.
We should do it here.
We should definitely do it because I have a ton of costumes.
All right.
So
John, you ready?
one's
Yes.
a Tootsie Roll too.
A Tootsie Roll?
I have a Tootsie Roll costume.
I have to live here. All right. This is a great one.
Okay, next one. How about people who say goat instead of goad? When they're like trying to goad someone and they'll say, we're trying to goat someone. And I'm going to bring it right into the next one. And they say, instead of saying the word scapegoat, they say escape goat.
Yeah.
What's that?
So what do you think of that?
That's like a 0 Muriel.
Come on, get out of here. What do you learn to speak? Learn to
Exactly.
speak.
Karen has nothing to say for that one.
She's like,
just like,
she's
I
She's
don't
like,
believe they said
I thought
that.
it was a scapegoat. She's like,
I just ignore people at that point.
that's it, right.
Okay. So this is a really important one
This
to
is
me.
a
What
big
about
one.
my goatee?
Frank's goatee.
I didn't know. I didn't know what a goatee was until
What?
goat yoga.
What?
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Where you
I
been?
didn't know. I know.
Because
I didn't know.
they look like goats.
And
have
it was
them.
like a year and a half in.
Oh, because it looks like what goats have?
Yeah.
That's why it's called that?
Yes.
So you
Oh,
didn't know either.
shit, Kelly. I just thought you didn't know what a goatee was.
No, I know
Wait,
what goatee is.
did you know
I
that,
didn't.
Danielle?
I didn't know it originated.
Oh,
with-
I didn't know that either.
No, Danielle didn't know either.
All right, so I don't
You
feel
knew?
so bad.
Yes, I did.
I didn't know
Karen,
that.
you knew because this,
Yes,
is your,
I did
this is
know.
your line of work.
And all the women that have it too, it's okay. Female goats have those.
Oh.
That's okay.
It's
Be
okay.
proud of your body.
But how do you decide that? They got hair everywhere.
Oh, goats? Or the
This
women.
looks like what goats have. What do you mean goats have hair everywhere?
Okay.
What about pygmy goats?
Oh, I love them.
They're little tinies, right?
Yes.
Is that my understanding? Yes. Are they a different breed?
Yes.
You have to tell us about the breeds of goats. After we, I want to ask.
Okay.
Okay. What about the fashion designer Jean Paul Gaultier?
We don't like him, but we like him.
Is he
never
kind
been-
to animals? Does
No,
he
probably
do-
not.
I would
Yeah,
say
then-
no. I would
then
say go ahead.
No.
Zero Muriels.
Zero.
If we ever
Never
get him
heard
on the
of
show,
him.
we'll
Karen
ask
never
him.
heard of him, so that's a 0 for Karen.
Yeah.
I don't wear
And-
anything designer.
That's why I love her.
Nothing designer.
no.
So like full
I
coals.
like my
just-
purse is $30. I think I got 3 purses for that,
Yeah,
and I
perfect.
love it. And everyone compliments me on it.
Good.
That's it.
You're a
I-
savvy shopper.
Yes,
So
I
what-
actually brag about bargains.
Danielle has a clear bag that she carries around with her, and Frank's wife has one also. And then when they were together, she said, "Oh yeah, I got this. It was like $150 or something." And Danielle was like, "I bought mine for $30 on Amazon." It's the same exact
Thanks,
bag.
Samantha. Awesome. Good
Yes,
purchase.
our wives are in different places.
Karen doesn't love, fashion or fancy things, but if you saw Karen's wedding picture of her on her horse with her husband,
Oh,
it's like a
Hey!
it looks like she looks like a model.
You have it in your phone?
Yes, please.
Call it
show.
up. Let's see it. All right, we
amazing.
got one more here.
go ahead.
Oh, you want me to do it?
Yeah.
What about the year of the goat in the Chinese calendar? The year of the goat.
I'm probably supposed to know more about that, but I don't
But you
know.
like it?
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Karen, what do you
Is
say?
Is it harmful?
I'm
to
near
anybody?
the
No, it's not
monkey, that's
harmful.
all I know.
So Kelly's only basing her. Is it harmful?
Yeah.
That's Kelly's. Is it harmful?
Is it
No.
to
Then I give it
anybody?
a 10. Well, that was the game, ladies.
That was great. Good rating game. I sent a photo of Muriel and Danielle to Joe, who's one of our correspondents on the show, and he just responded, "What is happening here?" And he said, "Oh, that's right, Goat Yoga podcast." He forgot because I was supposed to bring him with us, but I don't want to bring too many people because COVID.
So I have a question. How do people find you guys? Like where? Right, it's a good question, right? Shameless plug. Let's do it.
So far, so good.
They're looking at each other with sad eyes.
Well, I am BuddhaBarnYoga.com. I have a studio in Belmore.
But Kelly's doing exciting virtual things
Doing
too.
lots of virtual Zoom classes, workshops.
And you do only goat yoga, or you do regular goat yoga?
Oh no, I do.
Standard here as well.
You do regular
tons
yoga.
of
It's just
regular
I wouldn't know because of the name
yeah.
indicates the predominantly
I
farm.
know, I didn't plan that. Isn't that
Oh,
amazing?
you didn't?
It
Wait a
was-
minute, you
it was
didn't?
meant-
Oh, barn, yeah.
And
Wait
what
a
other
minute, you
kind of
didn't-
what other
I
kind of
know.
workshops do you do?
Yeah.
I have yoga classes of all different types of yoga classes. Actually do boot camp classes, bar classes, so fitnessy
Mm-hmm.
classes, but very focused on positive body image and self-love. I have to say that.
Good.
And I do workshops for everything. We do crystals, we do oils, we do mindfulness, we do journaling. Relax and Renew is a really popular one we do here. So yeah, we do a lot. We
That's
do all
amazing.
things wellness.
Do you have a website or it's all through the
Yeah,
BuddhaBarnYoga.com.
BuddhaBarnYoga.com. Yeah,
And I see you have a Reiki room.
I have a Reiki room. I do Reiki. I read intuitive tarot card reader. What else do we do?
Wow, do you have the cards here?
I don't.
Oh, we could have done it on
I
the air.
don't.
Great.
That's a different podcast. I don't think I do. No. So yeah.
All right, that's amazing.
Great, and all of this will be in the show notes as well.
Yeah.
Or you can find all the contact, everything in the show notes as well. Karen, do you have any sort of how do we? If I have a sick goat, how do I get it to you?
How do we book you for parties?
Okay.
Yeah.
We have a website, Facebook, Instagram at steppingoutponies.com.
What is it called? Stepping Out Ponies?
Steppin' Out Ponies.
Oh, it's a
yes.
fancy pony.
Yeah, it was named after one of my older horses
Okay.
that the old owner gave me.
Imagine
Really
if someone
nice.
called Karen and was like, "Hey, I'd like to book you for a party," and she's like, "Great. What kind of animals?" Like, "No, you."
Oh, I've had some weird questions last year. A guy asked me, he's like, we're doing a bachelor party and we need 30 of one animal. He goes, you're going to leave the animals? I'm like, no, I stay present the whole time. He goes,
30 of
"Thank
one
you."
animal?
Yeah, 30 of one specific type.
What did
of
they
animal.
want?
What do you think?
Goats?
No, that's the only thing I had 30 more of.
What did they want?
I don't know, but as soon as I said I was staying present, they did not, they hung up.
Good.
Because
gonna
I
do
don't
with-
know what they
what were they
were
gonna do?
planning on doing.
With 30,
You never
was
know
it-
with them.
Do you know what kind of animal they
You would have
wanted?
got those goats back
No,
pregnant.
they
I'll
just
tell
wanted
you.
30 of the same animal. It was
Oh, 30
very-
of any animal.
Yes, they didn't care
What
if it
a
was a
weird
pig, a
request.
cow, a this. They wanted 30 of the same animal, so every guy had their own animal. We
Wow.
get some of the weirdest requests. We do prom proposals.
Oh.
We have done a lot
That's
of that because the
good.
greatest of all time with the goat.
Sure.
We've also done it with one of the ponies, because we do the pony rides, petting zoo.
You do any film, TV stuff with them?
We did a Rockaway Nissan with one of our goats. That was his only job because he's so crazy and jumps the fencing that we bring for everything else. We also do parades. We used to do some of the St. Patrick's Day parades with some of
Wow.
our animals. And
We
What
got some
about-
great requests, and it was weird. It was like the universe was like, no, not yet. But because we couldn't do them, we got some TV show requests, and
Yeah,
we
To
just
do the
couldn't-
goat yoga or just
For
to
the
have
yeah,
goats?
yoga,
like
yeah.
to talk about it. And,
Who called? Could we know who that was?
It was a show. I don't even know if it's still around. It was a show of the American Idol woman, and I don't remember that.
Paula Abdul?
No,
Kelly Clarkson.
no.
Then I don't-
Fantasia Barrino.
Love her.
No. But it's a talk show.
Daytime talk show. Yeah.
Daytime talk show.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I've gotten a few requests for like petting zoos for like TV shows, but everything, if you don't answer the phone right then and there,
They move on.
they move on. You have to have all the stuff done within, like you have to say yes, all the insurance information in 24 hours or less, otherwise you don't get it.
Wow.
And I'm outside taking care of the animals, so I only answer phone calls like 2 or 3 times a day, so I miss a lot of those.
You're not a great secretary. You don't answer the phone enough.
Better step up your game.
I'm going to tell you this. I love the goats. This is I really shouldn't say this. I love the goats, but I love Muriel more. And I'm going to say why, and you might hate me for this. The goats, I love them, but their eyes creep me out.
That's very common.
Those
We
little
hear that a lot.
horizontal slit eyes creep
There's a
me
reason.
out. But there's a reason. I think we talked about this last time. Why do goats have those eyes?
Because when they're out in the fields,
Yep.
where most goats are, they're very prone to prey animal. They're prey, and so they have to keep an eye out for all the predators around them.
Got it.
So they could see over 300-degree radius around them.
Wow.
That's why they're rectangular and not circular.
Wow.
And the eyes are more on the side of their head instead of
Sure.
in the
But also her eyes are so big that it's like endearing.
Yes.
You know, because we like big-eyed things. We don't want to kill them. That's why babies have like big eyes, right?
I always go.
That's why babies have big eyes.
I have to
We're
say,
drawn to that.
I always look on Instagram and I see these animals like alpacas, and I say it all the time. Don't have it in your house. That's not an animal for the house. And maybe I'm wrong. I guess I am. But like, I mean, like it's different when somebody has like a jaguar in the house, and I'm like, hey, don't have that in your house.
Could you keep this in your house?
I don't recommend it.
No.
How tall do they get, you said?
Pretty tall. I'm bad with feet.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
like
can't
3.5, 4 feet about. What
Yeah,
you-
their backs.
Well,
about
Millie's
that.
pretty. Millie's
She's the
big.
crestball.
Oh, gotcha.
Llama.
Is there any sort of barnyard animal, quote unquote, that you would say can be domesticated as a house pet?
A rabbit.
Rabbit. Okay. I wouldn't know if I'd consider a rabbit a barnyard animal.
What?
They are.
People have pigs. People. It's a new thing. People have pigs. a
Oh
lot.
yes, I'm
Micro
sorry,
pigs.
pigs. Yeah. Oh, micro pig. This is a micro pig. You're talking about at least 90 to 200 pounds for a micro pig.
It's not
There's-
so micro.
No.
Do you have pigs?
Yes, I have 3. Scarlett Johansson is one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm bad. Scarlett Johansson.
No, you gotta love the pun names.
And then Brighton and Alice. They actually came with their names from the rescue I got them from.
Okay.
Scarlett Johansson, of course. Oh my
That's
God.
pretty amazing.
I'm obsessed with this.
So, Frank, do you have any closing remarks that you'd like to bring up?
I'm just in love. I don't want to leave. I want to lay on this floor and let this alpaca just get me. I just want it on me. Happy to be here. Thanks, everybody.
I have to say, I think what you guys are doing separately and together is pretty incredible. I mean,
you.
just as far as the animal rescue stuff, and you know, putting. I mean, you don't want to say putting your life aside, because you're not. It's become your life, but you know, like kind of dedicating your time to taking care of these animals and raising them, and you know, giving them the homes that they deserve, the home that they deserve, and whatever. And sort of following your passion and discovering something, you know, not late in life, but you know, wasn't what you've always discovered.
Absolutely.
Discovered it and then made it your life and to give back to. So that's amazing in itself. But then the fact that you've been able to put those two things together, and it's not just a trendy thing. There's real science
There's
behind
merit
it.
here. There's a lot of
There's-
merit
Thank
behind
you.
Yeah.
this,
That
right?
means a lot that you would say that because I agree.
These animals trust you right away. They don't. There's no trepidation there, and I think that's a trust that needs to be mirrored.
Cultivated.
Has to. Well, yes, but it has to be mirrored back right away. That's the thing about the goat yoga that I found amazing, is that there's no like, oh, they're scared of you. They just come
They
right
sit
up to
on
you.
you.
They come right up to you, and like they're counting on you to do the right thing as far as their lives go. I mean, not even just animals in general, right?
Okay.
Not all. I don't think a bear really cares if I treat him right, but you know what I mean. Like
You'll be
that's-
shocked. I actually used to volunteer at a tiger sanctuary. Tigers are pretty friendly.
Was it Carol Baskin's Big Cat Rescue by any chance?
No, but everyone does call me Karen Baskin as a joke.
Your husband better watch out
Good
then.
COVID joke.
No.
Yeah, but that's amazing to me that even those animals, the big, you know,
Even
they
big
trust
cats.
you,
Yep.
and I think that's something that is misplaced trust at this point, unfortunately.
John, I just want to say I trust you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But no, I think that's something that's comes out in when you come here and you do this, and you put them right on your back, and they don't have anything to say about it because they trust you, and that's something that has to be respected and appreciated.
Yeah.
Muriel trusts me.
Oh yeah.
Clearly.
I know she does. Yeah.
They're
but-
funny too,
So happy.
Yeah.
because that is a heartbreaking concept. We see it all the time. You're looking at these animals, and they just trust you. They don't know.
It is heartbreaking, right? It's so-
it's heartbreaking. But on a funny note, they also know the people that are a little annoying or afraid. So if somebody comes in and they're like, "I am afraid of goats," which why? But
Yeah.
4 goats will be on their mat in 5 minutes.
Really?
I love it.
To
It's
convert
hilarious.
them or to?
I don't know, but it's just.
I believe so.
Yeah.
My goats are special. I've had some kids that used to work at a different petting zoo come see my animals, and they were in shock at how different my animals were from their animals. Because we all spend a lot of time with them. Like,
Yeah.
they are my family. I can tell you everyone's names, personalities, everything. And
Yeah,
I
all
think-
of your animals seem very socialized, which is, I guess,
I mean,
very
this one's
different.
literally wearing clothes.
Yeah. And we love that.
So cute.
Oh, the last question. Okay, so my last question, very last thing. It's the question that we've gotten a lot since we've come here. And I have to ask it. Do the goats pee on people?
yes.
This is the question that I get
First
asked.
time I did goat yoga, she put Dash on my back and he peed, right? First 5 minutes I was there, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was the
All right.
best.
It's an
I felt like I
occupational
was like
hazard.
anointed or like
Yeah.
initiated into the club.
But is there like some sort of insurance when involved when people come here to do goat
No,
yoga and you pee on their clothes?
Usually they sign waivers.
Is that
We
right?
didn't sign waivers.
Oh, that's
You came late.
See, I think the rule should be if a goat pees on you, by all rights,
No, when you
I'm
sign
going to
the-
pee on that goat.
Yeah.
no. I say go play the lottery.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Snoopy peed and pooped on my mat,
Yep, that's true.
but I wasn't on it.
But goat poop is not poop. It's like
No.
little. It looks
Yeah.
like kicks. It's
Pellets.
nothing.
Pellets.
And you said when that happened that once they go like pee, they're immediately gonna poop after. So
Yes.
that's a fun rule to know.
Yes.
This is a gross thing to talk about, but I need to bring it up. I just remembered. Goats' buttholes are
Yes,
always
this is
open,
something he noticed.
like right under the tail. It's just it's an open tube. Is that accurate? I never saw it. They were not closing. It was just there. It was. Anything's gonna roll out.
They usually keep their tail up when they're happy.
And so the tail's the door on the butthole
Pretty much.
because there's no like sphincter.
But you know it closes.
Oh, it closes because
Yeah.
the goat time. I remember at goat yoga, they were all open butts. No,
Why were you
Maybe
staring
they
at the
were
goats?
relaxed.
He
I
was
never saw a
staring.
goat before. I was like, "What are you doing back
It's
there?"
where
And
he
it was
found
just
his.
looking at
It's
me.
where
the
he
thing.
found his and the goat's inner peace.
That's right. I found my inner peace in your goat.
Well,
right.
goat buttholes aside, I want to thank you, ladies, for doing this.
Thank you.
I think what you guys are doing is great. I think more people should experience it.
Yeah.
I know all my coworkers were like, "Let's
We
do
gotta
a
come
work
back,
trip
yeah.
right away." Like,
yeah.
so, I hope that you guys can.
And it was affordable.
very.
Not that we've
affordable.
talked price on here, but it was like, oh, of course, I would definitely pay that. Yeah.
I think it's a great thing and it's worth exploring, and it's not just a trend. So there's definitely something to it. And we have your contact. All your contact information will be in the show notes as well. I highly recommend looking up both of these fine ladies who are doing great things.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
thank
Should we end with? Is there a prayer we can end with, or a namaste?
Shavasana or something?
Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
want to put us in corpse pose?
No, we could just sit hands in prayer.
Okay, hands in prayer.
Yeah. So,
Muriel's not doing it,
yeah. Well, she kind of.
and Kelly's.
She kind of.
Karen's reluctantly doing it. Okay.
Just close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. Feel the hands in prayer. So just feeling the hands in prayer, feel the palms and fingertips touching to enhance your faith, whomever you pray to. Yoga's not a religion, but it will certainly enhance your prayer.
Kelly, I pray to you, so I'm just going to look at you. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Okay, no pressure. No, you should never really pray like that to anybody. Like, be your own
Yeah.
guru. Yeah.
I got it. I am.
Yeah, we're just giving thanks. We're giving thanks for friends and connection and animals, and of course that's why we do it. So I'd like to take it back to that beautiful word, ahimsa, non-harm toward all beings. What does that mean for each and every one of us? I don't know. But it could be volunteering, it could be giving blankets to a shelter, it could be maybe reducing your meat and dairy intake just a little bit. Whatever it means for you, do as much of that as possible, because I think Mother Earth is giving us all a big time out and a little bit of a warning, and now it's our responsibility to do better and create that ripple effect. So take a very, very deep breath in with love and gratitude, and a very, very deep breath out. I honor you, I bow to you. May all beings everywhere be safe, happy, healthy, and free. Namaste.
Namaste.
There it is. Namaste.
You just wanted to hear namaste.
Namaste, Muriel.
You've been listening to the Nothing Podcast with Nobody Important, a cool side production hosted by John Panepinto and Frank Caiati, with contributors Matt Hunt, Joe Hagopian, and Tom Zaccheo, and engineered by me, Danielle Rosefisher. Find us online at nothing-podcast.com, and be sure to rate and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever fine podcasts are distributed.